Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertantonnyc.com, coming to you once again with another American Idol No Frills commentary from a singer. Yeah, let me just kick this thing off real quick for you. We had the top 10 performing tonight, and were singing the songbook of Billy Joel. Diddy was there to help with the coaching, and Jimmy Iovine, and Tommy Hilfiger was actually on camera trying to do some styling with the contestants. And I do say trying because a lot of them did not take his advice, but we're going to get into that. And I'll talk just a little. I'm just saying, the style is not usually something I talk about a lot, but because he was giving some, critiques, I'm going to also talk just a little bit about it. First up, Deandre Brackensick did Only the Good Die Young. They tried to give him a lot of background on this song, but the best thing they told him was just to have fun. They were trying to tell him what the song was about and how to approach it, and which is a good thing, but he's 17 and he needs to have really simple things, I think. And I think the thing of just have fun with it was one of the best things probably that got into his, bone marrow that he could actually work on. Most of the vocal was good. I just didn't think he had a wow moment. J-Lo and Randy said it was a great way to start the show, and it was. That it was good but not great is also what Randy said. Next up, Erika Van Pelt did New York State of Mind, an iconic song for us here in New York City. She was asked, who her favorite person was and who she wanted to look like, and she said pink, and so they started talking about her hair. So they gave her a new haircut. They dyed her hair black. And I think the haircut looked cleaner, but I'm not sure if it fit her. And I guess it just is going to have taken some getting used to. She just didn't look like Erika. So most people on Twitter were saying that they liked it. I just felt like it was okay. It gave her a sleeker look, but I don't know if I'm crazy about it. She sang the hell out of the song though. She has a tendency to drop the ends of phrases and chop them off here and there. Overall, I enjoyed it though. I thought it was very, very good. She did her thing. Randy advised her to keep it simple in the beginning and take some more liberties near the end. And that is, you can see it happening in such a short period of time in this song, but it happens in most songs. You have a nice arc where it starts out kind of light, gives you a little bump, and it grows and grows and grows, and then it kind of recedes, and sometimes it doesn't. And it's such a quick performance as they have, there should be a nice arc. It should just be a nice arc and then maybe settle on a little plateau. And she doesn't always do that, but I thought this was a really, really good performance. And I think what Randy was saying is she could have done more on the end because the coaches had told her, to really just lay out and make it more simple. But I think she could have been more simple in the beginning and then even done more at the end, and that's what Randy was saying. Joshua Ledet was up next. He did She's Got Away. He started really simple and pure, very, very nice sound. He had just learned the song. He said he hadn't heard it before and all that. He wasn't sure he's going to make it his own. But I thought it was very nice. And then he started to put his little embellishments and little pieces of it. Again, building the song. And then you could hear the choir, and then the choir came in, and he was really back into his element of making it this gospel kind of anthem. I really enjoyed it. I thought he made it his own. He was a little reserved in the beginning, and then he built it, and boom, and then it just exploded. So I really enjoyed that. I thought it was very nice. J-Lo didn't think he connected to the lyrics so well, and Tyler said he sang the spit out of it. So I guess they were kind of disagreeing on this particular performance. Up next was Skylar Laine. She did Shameless. And I really enjoyed this performance. Skylar is blowing me away. I had never seen her nationally, never heard of her or anything, and I am really falling for this kid. She looked great. She seemed to connect well to the material, and as always, she put her own little spin on the song. I thought it was a near perfect performance. The judges felt that it was a little low and pitchy in the beginning, and they talked so I didn't feel that. I felt that it was right there where she needed to be. And I could tell, that they had brought down the key to make sure that she could get to the top notes and not have to scream those out. So, it being too low in the beginning is all relative. It depends. I thought she attacked it well. I thought she did a great job. The only thing is they talked about in the styling, how she has all these boots, and he wanted to match the outfit to the boots. But she didn't even wear boots. So... And I was looking for what kind of boots she'd have on to match the outfit, and they were not there. And I was like, Well, why did they even go through all of that? Whatever. Next up, Elise Testone did Vienna, a song that is not very well known. She had a little sassiness going on in the performance, but I felt that the mentors were right. They told her that maybe she'd have been doing something that was more well known. You know, she obviously doesn't have the best fan base or the biggest fan base on the show, so she needed to start trying to garner some fans. I don't know that she garnered any fans with this performance. It was great. It was really great. Technically great. But anybody would watch it and they see all these singers and they see all this great stuff people are doing and think, wow, I mean, it's just as good as anybody else's. And, you know, then they go to their favorite and they vote. So, yeah, I think she should have picked a better song. I did think she had some great moments, especially at the end when she did this little run into this little monochromatic thing. I mean, it was just good. She got the first standing ovation of the night from the judges. But I wrote, but is it enough? I think she's still going to be in the bottom 3. Ryan called 2 of her students also up on stage. I wrote, you know, she's a vocal teacher. Next up was Phillips. He did Moving Out. I liked how he started out. He started out nice and sedate and laid back. He had a nice sound. He was kind of vibing and all that. Then he worked himself up into a fervor again. And I was just like, oh. I wrote he worked back up into demon mode because he was just, and I was just like, he does this with every single song, and some people say this is unique and he puts his own spin on it, but it's always the same thing to me, spooky and creepy. Diddy tried to get him into the groove, tried to get him to move a little bit and tried to get him to not to use the guitar, which he didn't do. Tommy Hilfiger was telling him about his style and that he really needed to get his own look and his own style, and he was saying, well, I'm not really into image and all this. This is fine, Phillip. You don't have to be into image. That's why you have style consultants. That's why you have people who are working on your image. He said, I just want to do the music. But all of us just want to do the music. But when people see you, when people go out to buy, they want to buy a package. They want to see somebody that looks good, that sounds good, that has good performance skills, that puts on a good show. And he's just saying, he's just using this one point of this full prong, this just one thing. You know, a lot of the idols who have won, who have been the white guys with guitars everybody's talking about, the last 3 out of 4 of them have not become successful artists. They have not sold music. They have been dropped from their labels. There's a reason why. There is a reason why. You need to think and listen. You don't have to be all into, but try a little something here and there. This is why people are on the show, to grow as an artist. And an artist grows by establishing who they are. And you establish who you are not only through your sound and the way you do the music, but through the way you look and the way you present yourself. Okay, I'm finished with my rant about that. Tell me what you guys think about that. Hollie Cavanagh was next up. She did Honesty. I thought she had just a little bit of a rocky start, but by the time she hit the chorus, she was on track. She was sounding good. Another big song for her. Again, I thought she handled it well, but she didn't really perform it. She said that they didn't have the time, you know, and the judge was saying, oh, if you had another week, I know you would have slayed that. But it's like, you have this time to do this song. Choose a song that you can do. I would like to see her choose something that's not as big, but that she can really get her teeth into and really perform the heck out of it. I thought she did. Again, I thought she did okay. It just got away from her in several parts of the song. She kind of reminded me for some reason of Olivia Newton-John in Grease, you know? just the way the song came off for me from her. And I don't know why. It just did. And it just popped into my mind. So naturally I wrote it down and said I was going to say it. Near the end, it was a little rough again. But I really liked the way she handled the whole approach to the song. And I think, again, yes, it could have been better if she had a little more time to work on the parts that she needed to work on. Hailey Reinhart was in the audience, and she will be performing tomorrow night on the Results show. She has a new single out. It is called Free, I believe. I saw some people tweeting about it, and it is climbing the iTunes charts at the moment. Heejun Han was up next. He did My Life. Can I say again that Heejun can do no wrong for me? Jimmy and Diddy told Heejun asked them, you know, he said, this is the first time I really got criticism from the judges. I mean, the first time, and we're already at the top 10. You know there's a problem there to begin with. But he said he didn't know how to use it. He was still thrown off by it. And Jimmy and Diddy both told him, if you can't take criticism in this business, then it's not the right business for you. And they were telling him to use it as fuel, to take the things that you can use and use them, and take the things that you're just not sure about and put them somewhere until, you be able to think about them and work on them later on. But this is going by so fast that he needs to take the little things that he gets as criticism and use them to keep him going. So he tried to do that in this song. And, he also was messing. It seemed like he was kind of joking with Tommy Hilfiger about like what kind of style he liked. He was naming all these people and stuff. And he was like, I'm going to surprise you guys. So he started out, he did a little fake out. He started like he was going to do a slow song. And he was like, wait, that's his song. And he ripped off his jacket and stuff. My mouth fell over and I was just like, oh my God, what's he doing? And like, you see the smile I have right now. I had his whole performance. I was this big cheesy grin. I thought it finally did an up-tempo song for one, which is a surprise. He had this crazy looking like shirt outfit stuff that was going on. It wasn't way outlandish. It was just a funny looking shirt, with a lot of patterns and stuff on it. But the song, he just took the song and just had fun with it. I wrote it wasn't pitch perfect and the words weren't recognizable a lot of times because he was walking, he was doing his thing, and he was, and he does still have his accent, so they weren't always recognizable. But again, I was smiling the whole time. And near the end of the song, he got over to one part where he crossed around the back of the judges and he actually came around the front of the judges and he was kind of performing to each of them. And then he went around to the other side of the stage and he started singing a little bit more and brought some soul to it. And I was like, go on and sing, Heejun, I was totally rooting for him. The judges said they were entertained. Tyler said he was tongue-tied. He was just like, and he said, you're going to have to take this seriously sooner or later. And I think Heejun was just looking at him like, yeah, whatever. Speechless. I was speechless. I just thought that it was just great. I think it was a great moment in Idol history. Whew. So now that I've cooled down and calmed down a little bit, up next was Jessica Sanchez. She did Everybody Has a Dream. And one thing that the mentors said in the session with her, because they said she was over singing, Diddy said she had too much vibrato and she was just very, which is Jessica. That's how she is. But he was saying, I think Jimmy said, when you're singing to someone, you're more believable. And I think that is true of most performers. When you are actually connecting with someone, that's why everyone says, all the judges, everybody, when you have ever talked to about performance, and said connect with the audience. Connect. How do you connect? You look at them, you talk to them, you sing to them, you tell them your story that you are trying to get across here, and it comes off being more believable because you are suddenly in an interaction with someone. And we all love to interact, or at least as performers, we love to interact, and we want to be able to touch someone and to get that interaction going. So when we sing to someone, we do tend to be more believable, and it starts to penetrate our feelings and our emotions as much as it does that person we are connecting with. So when you are performing to an audience, you're naturally, if you're going from one person to the next, finding people to connect with, then you are going to be more believable. And I think that is some of the best advice that they gave tonight. I love this performance. Okay, let me say that. She started out with some restraint, held it back again, and she let it build very nicely. I enjoyed her tone, her conviction. At one point, she did something where she was just actually like, and I'm done, and she stopped it. She was, no. And then she went on, and I was just like, go, girl. So I was right there rooting for her, right there with her. I really enjoyed it. The judges gave her the second standing ovation of the night, and they only had 2 this night. J-Lo said that the song was written for her, like he wrote this song especially for her long ago. And it was a defining moment for her. Colton Dixon had the pimp spot tonight. He did Piano Man. I liked him at this blood red piano. I mean, it looked beautiful with the lights and everything. In the higher parts of the song, he was singing a little too forward for my taste, it was almost nasally, and it did give it kind of a limericky feel, but I don't know if that fit his style and what he is going for. It did seem to fit the song for me though, and I enjoyed his performance. Overall, I thought it was the most touching performance of the night. So what did you guys think? I have did all this talking. What did you think? And what got to you tonight? I thought it was a really good show. Some of it was a little too slow and a little sleepy, but I know people say, oh, well, I found it boring and I found it this. I don't have time to be bored during this show because I'm not only taking notes, making sure I'm checking the performances, make sure I haven't missed anything. I'm also tweeting, checking the songs and everything. So I very rarely get bored. If I get bored, then it's really boring. And I was not bored tonight, even though I did think it was, a lot of it was kind of sleepy because they did mostly slower songs. But Heejun really picked it up for me. This is Robert Anton, robertantonnyc.com. I'm out. Peace.